Ladies and gentlemen, my name's Handsome Monkey, and today we're going to be taking a bit of a break from Pokemon, and we're going to try out another widely popular, increasingly popular as a matter of fact, insanely fun card game called Netrunner. Now, what is Netrunner, you might ask? It is basically an altercation between a corporation player and a hacker player, also known as a runner in this game, and we'll be playing the hacker for this particular video. It is fairly complex, I'm not going to lie, and especially if this is your first time seeing it, it's going to be very difficult to kind of follow what's going on, but I'll try and do a better job of explaining all the different rules. Once we actually have the game mat in front of us, it makes things a little bit easier. But for now, to talk about this deck, for those of you who do know what you're doing, you can kind of see where I'm spending my influence and what my choices are, and for those of you who don't, you can kind of have a better idea of kind of what the cards do as I play them. So this is an Aesop's deck, so it's basically what I'm going to be doing is after I'm done using the cards, or once my cards have fulfilled their usefulness, I will be trashing them on my own terms and actually gaining some money off of it as well, so I can play other things. The other spot where I played my influence, which I thought is kind of fun, I've been having a lot of fun with this particular variety anyways, using Test Run. And this is basically I can search my deck or my discard for a card, put it into play, use it for the turn, and if it's still installed, so if it's not a parasite or something, it goes on back on top of my deck afterwards. So I can use this to test run out my cachet, which is my other thing that I spend money on. Put it the top card of his deck away since it's a virus, take 3 credits or 4 if I have a Grimoire, and then it goes back on top of my deck and I can play it again next turn. So that's pretty awesome, and we can also use our, where is here? Yeah, Cyber Feeder to play the virus for free, because we can have recurring credits that way. And I just realized how overwhelming this probably is for someone who doesn't know this game as well at this point. So basically what we're going to be trying to do is get cards like Wildside out, which is for card draw. We're going to be trying to get Katie Jones for a little bit more money, because this deck is click intensive is kind of the way I would describe it, to say the least. Oh, modded is our other one, speaking of click intensive. So not only does this save us 3 credits, which you could do with an easy mark or something for 1 influence instead, but it also saves us a click as well. And when we only have 3 clicks a turn, this is definitely very much needed. Okay, yeah, we run 3 Deja Vus, Darwin over Crypsis, just because I feel like since we're so click intensive, like I said, but having to put clicks on Crypsis in order to run with him is quite the pain. I know Grimoire gets around that, but this thing's also worth 3, so it fits our modded perfectly. It can hit the table, you know, if I have 0 credits, so obviously you don't want to do that. Or don't want to dedicate credits anyway. We're also running Nerve Agent, which is also worth 3 credits. That's, again, another reason why we're running modded. What is it? Yeah, Grimoire is going to be our console. You can only have 1 of these per deck, so this is the one I particularly choose. It just goes along with all of our virus cards we're going to be playing, because that is the whole point of Noize. Actually, that's probably a good idea. I can read you his identity right now. Ugh, I hate that image. I much prefer this one. Whenever you install a virus program, the core trashes the top card of R&D, which is this game's talk for his deck. So basically, every time we play a virus, he has to discard the top of our deck. And if one of those cards is an agenda that we discard, we can perform a run, which is one of our actions we can do during our turn, which then we can access his discard pile and steal any of the agendas in there. So the whole point of this deck is to get things off with Noize's ability, and also Keyhole. Yeah, right here, where we run his deck, pick something out of it, and just trash it. So even if we don't see an agenda, we can still get rid of his valuable resources. That's kind of the whole point of this deck. So I think that pretty much covers it for this half of the deck video. As I said, I'm definitely going to explain the rules in a little bit more depth so once we get the play field in front of us. And otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next half. Alright, we're all ready to go here. We've found ourselves an opponent who does not mind... Ooh, okay, there's a bit of a mistake, however, but who does not mind being recorded. His name is Repo Man, so thank you very much, Repo, for that. Yeah, we'll keep this, I think. Yeah, looks like we got just about everything we need. That's awesome, okay. Keep. So we just tell our opponent that we'd like to keep our cards as opposed to mulliganing. In this game, you can mulligan once if you don't like your cards, and other than that, you're stuck with the second set. So there's no magic system of you get 1 less card every time. And we just always have to say, good luck, have fun. It's always a way. So we want to be very, very polite to everyone we meet here. I don't know, this game seems a lot more personal than anything else. It's like not like you'll never ever see them again. You probably won't, but you never know. I've run into the same people a couple times. It's always fun playing with them. If you just always stay polite, you can just get yourself a good rep that way. So the corporation player always goes first, and these are the servers I was talking about. Hopefully it'll make some other ones. So let's just talk about what our opponent's ID is. So he's playing the Jinteki variety of Corporation, and he has a lot of sneaky traps and not a whole lot of firewalls, or ice they're called, so it's deceptively easy to get into his servers, but it's probably a trap, so we have to be very, very careful when we play. Also, his archives, which we, because like I said, if we're just going to be discarding cards, his archives are very, very unsafe, so we don't want anything to do with those most of the time. So when we get a bunch of agendas into the discard, we probably only want to make it one run, because otherwise we might die. It is very, very hard to think of that. So, it's not doing much here. I really hope we can actually be really nice to get, yeah, okay, we'll probably just Grimoire run. So I don't think we're going to run this. This is most likely a trap. It could be an agenda. There's lots of turn 1 agendas that hit the table. So here's a good difference between corporations and runners. Corporations have 3 actions per turn, also known as clicks. And as you can see here in this little counter right here, this is keeping track of our clicks. Runners have 4. So I think what we're just going to do is, Grimoire is not an essential rate quite yet. I hope we don't take net damage, which we might do. So I kind of do want to install all these, but yeah, let's do that. So we're just going to install Aesop's, Data Sucker, Grimoire, and we're not going to run anything, because even if we run his R&D, if we run anything right now, we'll be snared, which can, oh, let's draw a card, I think, for now. Probably should have done that first, but yeah, that would have been a good thing to play as well. Oh, well, okay, and we'll just pass over to him. So usually I like to play a lot more. Ooh, F12, did that not work? There we go. Over to him. So I usually like to play a lot more aggressively, but right now I am very scared because I didn't want to lose, because all 3 of these cards are fairly key to my strategy as a whole as a deck, and because the way damage works in this game, Jinteki usually inflicts something called net damage, and where my health is how many cards I have in my hand. So if I ever, like if I'm down to no cards in hand, that's fine, but as soon as I'm at technically -1 cards, that means I flatline or I die. So I lose the game, obviously. And his alternative win condition is if I get rid of all the cards in his R&D and he has to draw a card, then and he has nothing to draw, he loses the game, similar to in Pokemon. But I can run through all 45 of my cards, and there's no problem with that. Okay, so he installs 2, still leaving himself wide open. I think what I'm going to do is I definitely want to get this cache into play. I think I'm going to draw a card and hope for maybe a keyhole or something like that, because if he keeps leaving his R&D open, we're going to have a big turn a couple turns from now, but we want to check on one of these ones. Probably, if not both. We'll see if one of those, because his kind of magic number that we want to see him at is 4, because, yeah, that's his credits right here. That's his money, his resources in order to play things. So, oh, we do have a keyhole. What am I talking about? Yeah, I forgot we got that in our opening hand. So we're probably going to cache, try and get this going as fast as possible. We might actually even just cache keyhole and then just attack his R&D twice. I think that's exactly what we're going to do. Okay, so for, oh, we need money to play that though in the first place. So we're going to click for a credit, play cache, take 4 because we get an extra virus counter from our Grimoire, and we're going to play keyhole, and then we're going to use keyhole to run on R&D. So this is kind of like what it shows there. So basically what keyhole does is make a run on R&D, which is basically, it shows that we're attacking this server, and we get to pick 3 cards of his deck and then discard 1. We also get a data sucker counter, which is every time we make a successful run on a server. Ooh, what do we want to get rid of? What do we don't want? We don't want him to have Jackson Howard, actually. We'll probably get rid of that. Yeah, because like, there was an agenda that Fetal AI is an agenda, but we don't want. It doesn't really matter if he has that as much as if he has a Jackson Howard. So what that does is lets him exile it from the game, and he gets to pick cards out of his discard. So after we've gone to all this trouble of getting his stuff in the discard, then all of a sudden he can just pick them out as he chooses. Okay, so he's going to triple advance and score this out. What is it? House of Knives? Yeah, figured. Okay, so we're going to take 1 net damage because that's his abilities. Anytime an agenda is scored or stolen, you take 1 net damage. And we now have no cards in hand, which is very bad. We lost our Darwin, but we're not too sad about that. So we can use Aesop's to get this cache out, and I think we're just probably, since he still hasn't protected R&D, we might just draw up a couple cards and then run it some more. I think get some more cards in this card. So we're just going to draw a couple times. Sure Gamble, great card. Jin, also a really good card. Is it Jin or Din? I'm going to say Jin, like Genie. 1 click left. I think we're just going to run his R&D again, pressure him for that. He can inflict 1 net damage if he wants to, but we don't have anything that is absolutely essential for losing. Okay, let's see what we get here. So another virus counter for a successful run. Sergey, Yagura, or Project Junebug. What don't I want to see? I really don't want to see Sergey. He can get out of here. Sarugi, I guess? Yeah, I'm assuming the T's silent like Tsunami. All the Japanese names. That's kind of their theme, is their Japanese company. The other 3 kind of like I said, there is Shaper, Anarch, and Criminal are the types of runners. And for corporations, there's Jinteki, Wayland, which is like I like to think of them as the Walmart company. It's just like the great big powerful this super corporation that just owns all the little store outlets and everything like that. There's NBN, which controls like the radio waves and like the propaganda and stuff like that. There's HB, which is their whole theme is like they put forward biroids, or kind of like not what the heck are they called? Like human replicants is basically what I'm thinking of, is from Blade Runner and stuff like that, like robots that just look like humans. So he's installing 2 cards. I'm not sure if we want to run on that. We're pretty safe at this point. He has 7 credits, but even if we lose all this, I'm not super sad. It's more of the deja vu I'm sad about more over than the sure gamble. Nothing we can trash with Aesop, so we're just going to start a turn, draw a card. Cyber Feeder, we'll take that. We want to run first, though? I think we do in case we do get a tag. Let's just try and run this. See what he says, or see what it is. Might be a snare, but we did shuffle that in, so that's not as big a chance. I guess. Well, I guess just, I haven't encountered any of them yet. So what's this? Ronin. Okay, we definitely want to trash this. So basically, what this does, if he advances it, just like if it was agenda, he can advance this the same way. And if he has 4 advancement tokens on a total, at any point in the game, he can just deal 3 damage to us. So it's very much a kill card on his side of the field. Okay. So he hasn't touched either of these yet. I think those are okay for now. I think we're just going to keep drawing cards. Another pawn shop. We want to play, just take a credit maybe? Don't want to lose any of this? Not really. Yeah, I think we're just going to take a credit for now. Maybe play Jin next turn rather, so we can start searching for those caches, so we can start our train going here, just getting our economy going. Because right now we are very poor. Only 2 credits is we're very limited to what we can do. Okay, I think we gotta start forcing him to res. I think we got a keyhole again next turn and force him to kind of res that. Oops, sweep, so he gets 5 credits, 1 for every card in my hand. That's actually that's a really good use of influence on his part. Yeah, we'll see what our kind of next play is. Okay, so first off, we're gonna draw a card because we really need something called Wild Side. Darwin, not super excited to see you. I think we're just gonna play. Yeah, let's just look for a cache maybe for next turn. I actually really want to run that. I think I'm going to do that right now. Because while we have tons of cards in hand, it's alright if we take some net damage. Because the only thing that we really don't want to lose at this point is kind of our Deja Vu and our Jin. So, about to flick 1. Oh, okay. Uh-oh. I think it's supposed to try and scare me away. If it's a fetal AI, we can still steal it. But if it's an NAPD contract, we can't. Again, a lot of this babbles is mostly for people who have seen this game before. If you haven't seen it before, just ignore my babble. I'm more talking to myself more than anything. Oh, it's a snare. Okay, so this is the thing I was saying with 3 net damage, and it also gives us a tag, which is very bad. So we'll take those, and hopefully we keep our Deja Vu, our Jin, and yeah, we'll see. I think Darwin and Aesop. So both. Oh yeah, no, we did keep our Jin. Awesome, cool. Yeah, I'm perfectly fine with that. We've lost 2 Darwins now, but we can test run those back. Okay, do we want to spend our money to get rid of this click? So yeah, we have to, so otherwise he'll trash our pawn shop. Yeah, okay, so we go runner actions, remove a tag, or you can control A if you want, but I'm not super still familiar with all that stuff. I think we just want to draw cards so he doesn't, he might have other tricks up his sleeve to deal damage. Hey, there's our wild side. Awesome. So we're probably just going to play, literally take 3 credits and play this card, because we need to start drawing cards ASAP. And what this card does is at the start of our turn, we lose 1 of our credits, but we get to draw 2 cards. So we fly through our deck really fast, and sometimes you don't want to be losing that credit, so actually we can pawn shop this as well. It's not just my installed programs up here, it's any of my installed cards. I can choose to trash it and gain 3 credits, so we can get this back. Okay, he's installing 2 cards. I kind of feel like we want to run one of these, but I really don't want to lose my wild side. I think we're just going to have to put it into play. It's probably not all that good. I like to be a little more aggressive, keep Jinteki guessing. Is he actually going to run this? Should I maybe sit this in my hand a bit longer? Yeah, maybe wild side can wait. No, we gotta play it now. Let's do it, because otherwise I'm just gonna keep delaying too much. So he's probably gonna advance one of these out. I'm gonna guess probably this one was an agenda, just because he's put a trap there last time. Well, it's hard to tell, because that's the interesting thing about corporations. Even this is one of the firewalls or ice cards I was talking about, and they play all of their cards face down. Oh, yeah. As far as except for actions / operations, I guess they're called in this game. Yeah, there it was. Another House of Knives. Yeah. Oh, that's nasty. Okay, hopefully we don't lose our Jin. You just take the 1 net damage. Ah, we lose the Jin, of course. Oh well, there's more of those in the deck where that came from. We should have a quick look and see what we got right now. So we have Jin, Darwin, Cyber Feeder, Deja Vu, Darwin, Sure Gamble, and a Cache. Okay, so that's not totally lethal at this point. I think we're just gonna keep drawing cards with this. David is probably not going to come into play this game. I think we're just going to take 2 credits and run this one, I think. If it's another snare, that's going to be lethal. But I think we got to do it. Keep 2 credits so for next turn. Oop, no, sorry. I think I game lagged out there. Let's see. 1 too many. Okay, and let's just run to see what this other one is. If it's a snare, that's actually not horrible unless he has an early MP in hand, in which case we die immediately. But if it's not, then because it said he just played one. There's only a maximum of 2 others in his deck. Is he going to give me 1 net damage? Yep. Okay, we need Calcinize for that. This could be the end of the game. I totally forgot about that. We still have a chance to jack out at this point, but I think maybe before the end. What? You can do twice? I did not know that. Wow. Yeah, because there's 2 different cards, yeah. Wow, I totally didn't even think of that. I thought it was just like he can have the total 6 runs now. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we're gonna jack out of this. We did waste some of his tokens, but I do not want to deal with that at all. So we only have 1 card left in hand. So even if that's a Fatal AI, for example, we take 2 net damage that way. And Snare obviously does 3. We'd be dead that way as well. I just don't want to risk it, because even then, even if it was an agenda and was something good and we took it, we're still going to take 1 net damage as well, which means we have no cards in hand. And he does have the ability to deal net damage on his turn with something called Neural EMP. Oh, what was it? Oh, he's just advancing it out. What was it though? Let's see if it was something that could have killed us. If it is only 3, there's not a good chance it could have killed us. Oh, Philanthropic Entanglement. I definitely should have taken that card. But, again, this is the whole thing of Jinteki. This is their kind of mind games kind of thing going on right now. Okay, so it's our turn again. We're going to drop 2 cards at the start of our turn. We do get a test run. I kind of want to use that for the Cache, actually. Because then it goes back on our deck like we said before. Yeah, let's do this. So we're going to go test run from our heap, our discard pile. And we're going to take a Cache, so that's going to install that for free. We're going to get 4 of the credits, and then next turn we can install it as well. Do we want to draw a card just in case? I think we're just actually going to take an... Yeah, we'll draw another card. Cool, Cyber Feeder, awesome. We're still playing very, very passive at this point. Passive Noize is something you do not want to have ever. Yeah, I don't know. It's just like, this is just not the position I want to be in. But in Jinteki, you kind of have to. And I am so scared of this guy right now. I totally didn't realize that you can fire off 2 House of Knives at once. Because it says only once during your turn, but it's for each card. Yeah. Yeah. I saw some games. Yeah, it's cool to see how professionals run. That's really the nice thing I like about this game. There is quite a wide community for this, and it's great to see kind of everyone's different takes on things and stuff. And that's why I thought I'd take the chance to show my kind of take on and I am totally wide open for criticism, because there's actually my local game store. There's a tournament coming up right away, and I definitely want to try and be ready for that as possible. I definitely want one of those. Oh, what are you doing? Mushi Notion. Oh no. Oh god. Do I want to fall for this? I really do. I don't even care at this point. Oh, I just hate him being able to get away with some of those things. We know he runs Junebug, but I think we kind of just have to do our own thing and just try and keyhole him. Oh, I'm so tempted. So what Mushi Notion does is you play a card down and put 3 advancement tokens on it, but you can't score it or do anything else for that turn. So you basically have the runner has a turn to say, all right, is that a trap or is that an agenda? Okay, I think we're just going to start our turn, play our Cache, and we get a Katie Jones as well. So I think we're just going to stick to the mill game, actually, at this point. So we're going to play the Cache, make him discard the top card of his deck, get the 4 credits, and he does have enough money to activate a Cerebral Overrider. Let's just keyhole him for now. Yeah, so he's forced to res that. If it's not end the run, if it's not a Lotus Field, then we're looking pretty good here, because 4 credits isn't a lot to, like, a really nasty one would be Komainu, which destroys an entire hand. We're definitely going to do this then. All right, so we get a virus trigger, which is great for parasites and things like that. We can try and lower it down this. Okay, there's the Komainu that I was just talking about. And here's an agenda. Okay. Yeah, let's try and get rid of that, just because next turn, or sorry, as soon as possible, since he's already actually at 4 agenda points and he only needs 7. So he has a 3-pointer, which is unlikely in this kind of a Jinteki deck. he can score with one more agenda and he wins. And that actually could be this one. We'll see. This might be a very short game indeed. Let's see. So I think we're just going to be aggressive with the keyhole here and try and put agendas in there. Because so far we haven't seen a Jackson Howard. One of these two cards could be a Jackson Howard. Like I said, you could exile it and put it through. Or sorry, take the agendas out and back into his deck, which would be incredibly annoying. Oh, there's the Eli. Okay, so that is an end and run. Yeah, we don't have the clicks to spay for that yet. Okay, so that's 4. Oh yeah, so he's down to 1 credit.
Login rejected.
So he can't advance. Well, yeah, credit, advance. Yeah, he can. And this might be the end of the game. We'll see. So on the likely event that he has a 3-point agenda in this deck, we'll have to see what happens next. Of Eli. Cheap influence and great results. Okay, so he hasn't done anything with that yet. He only has 1 credit in hand. We could run this, but he could be baiting us as well. He might want us to run this one. That's why he's putting it out there. We're obviously just going to ace off this next turn. Oh, and he just takes credits. Okay, he's back up to 3. So this could be something called a Cerebral Overrider, which deals brain damage, which is the same as net damage, but for every point of brain damage you have, your maximum hand size is reduced by 1. So if this does give me 3 brain damage, I'm going to take 3 cards out of my hand, and I can only have a maximum hand size of 2 for the rest of the game. Yeah, as far as I know, there's not something that removes brain damage, but I don't run anything that increases my hand size. Fester, I don't think is going to be a big deal yet. Deja Vu could get just 2 caches, which could be good. Mind if I Aesops? Oops. Totally forgot. Yeah, I remember I said that, and then I was just got too thinking about other stuff. Yes, yeah, no, awesome, cool. I figured he'd be cool about it. It's like the community's usually pretty good about that kind of stuff. So we trashed that, gain an extra 3 credits, and we definitely want to try and parasite away that thing. So I almost want to try and test run for that maybe, but I think we're just gonna put a Cyber Feeder out, Deja Vu for 2 more of those caches, and then run one of these. Or I think we're actually just going to Cyber Feeder and then just run it. Katie Jones isn't as important right now. We're not desperately hurting for cash, but we're definitely not set up by any means. We only have 8 credits. Yeah, let's run this one. Yeah, let's just see what some of these are. So again, if he has a Jackson Howard down, we want to get rid of that as soon as possible. Oh, yeah, there it is. Yeah, there's the Jackson Howard. So that agenda, if we probably, because as well as installed cards being face down, the ones in his archives are also face down unless he's the one who discarded them. And then there's everyone to see. Or if I discarded them with Keyhole, then everyone can see them. But the ones with the viruses, I have no idea if they're agendas. I have no idea if they're useless. And I have no idea if there's traps in the archive. So it's like even worse for us. So when we went to that trouble to put the agenda into the discard there, he just got that right back. But on the other hand, it's not a trap, so we're okay with that.
Login rejected.
Do we want to run this one as well? This also could be a Ronin, but if it's a Project Junebug, it deals 6 net damage and kills us. I think we're actually just going to Deja Vu for 2 of our caches back at this point. Cache and oh yeah, of course I just test run that other one out. Yeah, might as well get our Darwin in play. That's fine, so we can start breaking through this Eli. Okay, end our turn. We have 5 cards in hand. All right, let's see what else this Jinteki's guys got up. I'd say that's all about the shell game, all about the mind games. This is very different to play against, and it's so fun. This makes this game so much fun. This Jinteki is what I usually enjoy playing if I'm the Corporation player. Okay, where are you gonna put that? Another one in R&D, so that's -1 credits. So the way Ice works, as you can see, this one is lined up on R&D. That's this one here. This is his deck. This one is HQ, which means I can actually run and pick a card out of his hand and steal if I want. And this one's Archive, so we already discussed the discard pile, if you will. Then these are all the different remote servers. So if he wants to put a piece of ice in front of a remote server, he has to sit it here, and that way it only can protect 1 server at a time. That's kind of how it gets indicated. Start our turn. Another Katie Jones, another Grimoire. Kind of want to put this Darwin down immediately. I think we're just going to cache Darwin. He hasn't been doing anything with either of these. I have a feeling this is going to be a Ronin. He's just waiting for us to drop below 3 cards so he can kill us with it. But for now, I think we just have to play these 2. You and you. Still have enough memory. Oh, no, we won't actually have enough memory for that. So we're going to take off all the credits off you. And I think I have to trash... Oh. Wait, do I have enough memory? Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, I have +2 memory units with Grimoire. So we're just going to put you there, and I'll try and remember that. Aesop's next turn. Not enough counters. What's going on here? wonder if we can end that. Oh well. I think I kind of want to just run his hand just so he doesn't feel as safe with that. Yeah, let's do that. Let's just run HQ. I always forget which button is. Yeah, F6 for HQ. Okay. So this was way we can pick one card out of his hand. There's certain cards. Like I said, there's a card called Nerve Agent that which you run. That's you can pick more cards out that way. But otherwise, I just really want another Data Sucker token so we can run his R&D next turn. Ooh, Chronos Project. So there's an agenda. So we get to liberate for one agenda point. We also take one net damage though, and I'm definitely glad we got rid of that. Because they don't usually run very many of those. Because what Chronos Project does is when the corporation scores it, it removes all cards in my heap from the game. So I can't keep Deja Vu chaining them out and stuff like that. I can't keep getting them out with Test Run and stuff. I just lose all the cards in my heap or discard. So that is I'm very glad we got rid of that. So I think next turn we're just going to use our Cyber Feeder token there to upgrade our Darwin. So it has a strength of 2. And then that way we can have a much better chance of getting through this. But we do have to pay 2 credits every time to break a subroutine on one of those. And I'll get into that when we get into the run. So first off, we're not going to forget this twice. Get rid of our cache with our pawn shop. Start our turn up. Oop. Yes, I would like to put a thing on Darwin. Okay, what do we get here? Daily cast. That's good. I think we just want to keyhole right away and just be really aggressive this turn. He's got 6 credits in hand, so this could be a Kamainu. I think that's 6 credits, isn't it? Or Sergi for sure is 6 credits, and if not, it just ends the run. But we can start breaking through that. But if we do that as 4 subroutines, that's 8 credits gone already, so it's much better to try and parasite that. Maybe we do just want to... No, let's not psych ourselves out too much. Let's just see what it is first, because he does have to spend the 6 credits in order to res it, and if necessary, we can just end the run at that point, make him lose. Okay, pop-up window. We're definitely okay with that, so all we have to do is pay 1 credit to get through that. Get to this guy here, and let's break him with Darwin. So Darwin's at strength 2. We need to lower this guy down to a strength 2 as well. He's currently at a strength 4. You can see right there. I can't use the mouse, but it's the card in the bottom right corner there. It's the number 4 in the white. That's how much strength it has. So we're going to use 2 Data Sucker tokens. There we go, to lower its strength. And then with Darwin, we're just going to pay... Is he gonna this? There we go. Yeah, break 2 subroutines. There we go. So we spent 4 credits totaled because he has 2 subroutines. You see it says end the run and end the run. And now we can access. But we also have to pay 5 credits total per turn, or per run rather, to access at this point. So we definitely want to try and get our parasites out and start killing this Eli, because the 1 credit from that is definitely not as bad. I think we might do one more and actually just spend a click instead of the other extra credits. Or do we want a daily cast? We might daily cast for our last one instead. Yeah, okay. Anyway, either way, we'll just successful run effect. We get another Data Sucker token. And we want to get rid of 2 fetal AIs or a pop-up window. I think we want to get rid of a fetal AI is kind of the one here. We just have to try and keep an eye on how many agenda points are in his discard. So now we know for sure there's at least 2 in his discard, but we need at least 2 credits in order to run it. So let's just do the same thing again. I think at this point, spend 5 credits to get in. So you drop by 1, you 2 Data Sucker tokens, and 2 with Darwin. And now we don't have enough to even play daily class, so I'm a fool, so I wasn't even thinking about that. But we can get in again, just try and do some disruption here. Successful run. We now have 2 there, and I think we're just going to take a credit next turn. Okay, Tumanu, Future Perfect, and House of Knives. I think we want to get rid of House of Knives because we don't want him to keep damaging us that. Future Perfect is, if it's not installed, we have to do a side game, which is, I won't get into that, but it's basically a pain in the butt, and it's not a guaranteed 3 points. But if we get it, then it's... 3 points as well, but he can just set that value for 2, and we have to pay 4 total with the fetal to get anything. I think we're going to have House of Knives a little bit more guaranteed, because at this point, he's not going to be able to score out the Future Perfect, most likely, because it's usually way too risky to keep it installed. So I think we're actually just going to take a credit now. Yeah, we don't have any credits anyway, so let's take a credit. Next turn we'll daily cast, probably. Oh, yeah. Too many cards in my hand. Let's get rid of a Katie Jones at this point. Trash. Okay, what is he going to do now for his next turn? He has 8 credits since we kindly gave him 2 more from the pop-up window. He has lots, like way too much money. Jintech, you usually want to keep much more poor than this. Another ice? Where's he going to be sticking that? Another one on top of R&D? That'd be pretty crazy. Okay, out in front of Archive. So we need to get our Hades shard like immediately. And that's the other thing too, because if that is a Command and we run in there with no cards, we could very easily kill ourselves. So I think for now we're just going to keep drawing cards, hope for more caches, more Deja Vus, and otherwise I think we're just going to install Katie Jones next turn is going to be our big thing. So we take a credit, install Katie, and maybe run somewhere, but with 0 credits that's not usually favorable. we'll see what he does next with his last click. Nothing too scary at this point. I'm still so tempted to get just to run this actually at the beginning of next turn, just because we do only have 2 clicks needed to do our kind of plan. So if this is Junebug, we won't die. And if it's Ronin, well, we should take a credit, then run it, so we can trash it if it's a Ronin. Yeah, and it's obviously not a Jackson Howard because it can't be advanced. Yeah, I think we're going to do that. Yes, we might as well do that so we can avoid our thing right now. So it's now a Strength 3, the Darwin. We did get another cachet. Okay, so let's just take a credit, and we're going to run the server, see what it is. If it's 3 brain damage, that is going to be so unbelievably painful. But, oh wait, he can deal 2. Oh no. Oh, no. Yeah, so I think we're just going to jack out now. So we baited out the other House of Knives token, so I'm okay with that. I think we're just going to have to jack out at this point. I forgot he can do an extra 2 net damage. Like, oh yeah, and if he deals 6, we should be fine. Oh, so only did 1 damage. I think so, yeah. We only did 1 net damage, so that puts us down to 4, 5, 6. So it is going to have nothing in hand. Do we want to do it anyway? Yeah, because it's not a future perfect, so he would have scored that out a couple turns ago and won the game. I think we're just going to jack out. Well, so scary. Yeah, let's do it. Accessible run. Let's do it. This could be so bad, but come on, target the card. Target the card. There we go. I have a feeling it's a Ronin, but we'll see. What is a snake? Oh, he can advance things that can't normally be advanced. Oh, that is so bad. Oh, now we're going to have to... Yeah, I'm assuming he's going to want to activate that, yeah. So we're probably going to lose our cachet, probably going to lose our Katie, and we have to spend our last click to lose a tag. But now that kind of thing's off the table. If I would have just left it all game, there would have been no problem with that. But oh well, I had to see what it was. The burning curiosity was just too much. So we did lose our Katie. Do we want to install our cachet this turn? No, because he'd be able to trash on our stuff. We got to lose the tag. Okay, and that's why you don't run last click, folks. Unless you want to be a real baller, and I'm definitely not that good yet. All right, so that's off the field. His archives or his R&D rather is still very accessible at this point. I think we're probably just going to want to go cache into daily cast next turn. So take a credit, install cache, install daily casts. I think what we're going to do. Oh, and he's Mushuing another one. Great. Mushin Notion. I mean, that means thinking without thinking, if I remember right. I think that's what it is. One of those weird Japanese sayings. So that takes 2 of his clicks. 3rd clicks, he draws a card. So he's up to 3 now. His HQ is actually incredibly vulnerable at this point, but we just got to get ourselves set up. Yes, at this point we might as well. There's no reason not to. Another daily cast. That's perfect. So we're just going to take a credit, install cache, destroy the top card of his discard. We're going to have 4 credits to take off this bad boy. And next turn we can discard it. And then we'll just install a daily cast. That could be a Ronin, in which case if he has a Neural EMP, he kills us. But let's hope he doesn't have either of those cards. Okay, so you can just spend an advancement to put it to 4, click to link lose 3, last click to Neural MP to put me in -1 hand size, or flatline me and kill me. All right, so I've been playing this game for, what I want to say it's been on and off. I'm going to say around 2-3 months maybe. And I still have tons to learn. The cards don't quite feel as scary. And I'd even say by like week 3, I started to get familiar with most of the cards, especially if you only play at core set. It's quite easy to get into after a couple games. But there's just quite a card pool at this point, and it is definitely like all the different little intricacies, all the different ways the different cards interact and stuff like that. It's pretty tough. But I'd have to say probably the hardest part about this game is the deck building portion. So if you do just kind of steal things online, it's a much more accessible way to kind of gain access to this. Yeah, we might as well put another one. You on? I can't see us. Well, probably should have waited to see what we got there. Well, I can't actually. It has to be at the beginning of my turn. Okay, Darwin's at strength 5 now. I don't think we need to boost him up anymore. I probably shouldn't even boost him there. 4 is probably going to be the highest with the Eli. Another Keyhole, another daily cast. David, so I'm not going to come into play. I think we just want a Keyhole in this turn, or just daily cast and Keyhole, rather. Yeah, so what we can do next when this thing reaches, because what this does, it starts with 8 credits. We take 2 at the beginning of our turn. When this thing only has 2 credits left, before we take the start of our turn, we can trash it and gain 3 with Aesops. So I'm not sure if we want to test run for... You know, I'm actually okay with this. It just... That's one of the things I've been tempted to put for influence in this deck, what I actually started with, because I am using Darwin and it costs so damn much. It's like 2 credits a time is absolutely crazy, but E3 would actually be a good little addition here if I had more ways to break... because right now I could just spend a click and 1 credit with that. I'm actually getting ready to trash Wildside at this point. I kind of just want more viruses of this. Could test run out another cache. I think we're just going to play daily casts and just run his R&D. I kind of want to get rid of that Mushi Notion, though. Let's see what it is. We're only on 4 cards in hand, so things. I think we're just going to run one of these instead. Let's run you. Let's see what's in this one. And then run his hand maybe after. That'd be a good idea. Oh, another Jackson Howard. So that's more of his agendas that if I discarded them, they get to go back into his deck. But that's now 2 out of, I'm assuming, 3. So we're definitely okay with him losing those. Because as I said, it's the later in the game when his deck starts to get smaller and smaller. How many cards does he have left in his deck now? He only has 14 cards left in his deck? What? Okay, cool. Yeah, so if we can get him down to 0 cards, that is going to be very effective. We only have 14 as well, but I mean, when we hit 0, it's no big deal. When he hits 0, it's game over. Okay, with that in mind, we're going to have to... Yeah, we can't get through there. I was going to say, it'd be great to be able to get through and,
rejected.
Into his R&D and keep keyholing him out of stuff right now. So those viruses are really doing work. Okay, but I haven't seen any of my parasites yet. I'm not sure where the heck those are. Yeah, so don't want to trash my wild side quite yet. Let's run his HQ. I think this is a F6. Yeah, let's run that. Make him a little bit more poor. He has to pay to res this. If it's a Kumainu, we're not too worried. If it's a Sergi, we're not too worried. Unless that is a Ronin, in which case a Kumainu would absolutely kill us. Okay, what do we got here? It might be another just pop-up window for stuff. Ooh. Oh, this is bad. Okay. So we can't spend any clicks. He gets to trash programs and trace and get if we can't get through that. Okay, so we can already break through it. We can pay for 1, not both. In fact, if I would have saved my Cyber, I could have broken 2 and saved ourselves a program. But now he gets to trash our Keyhole and probably our Darwin. We do have another Keyhole in hand, so that's going to be pretty cool next turn. And we do get to access this turn as well. Okay, well, let's just break the brain damage. Yeah, because I can only break 1. If I hadn't put the strength counter on it, oh man, that was so stupid of me. I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. We're not going to be playing viruses or anything. Yeah, so it's paid 2, and then he can trash 2 programs, so trash 2, yeah. Oh, that's painful. Okay, that is a very good influence choice on his part. So getting rid of programs is definitely lethal at this point. And losing all of our Darwin tokens is also very bad, because now we can't get through Eli's as easily. The only way we can really do that is going to be with Parasite. Okay, but we are going to get a successful run. So if we do draw a Parasite next turn, we can Keyhole, run it, and then discard his Eli with a Parasite. So that can be pretty good. But we have to draw that next turn. We'll have to see. Okay. Do I have to trash? I'm pretty sure he can. Oh, yeah, okay, there you go, yeah. So he to heap, yeah. Play this card from... No. I don't think I'm going to do that. Keyhole. Or I'll just trash it. There we go. Or take control and then trash at no cost. Just make things a little bit easier because apparently the Itchy's having some problems there. Cool. Awesome. All right, so we can now access. Yeah, that's another thing too. The sound effects in this game are awesome, like all the little clicking stuff. That just makes it actually feel like you're hacking at this point. Yes, I think that's what we're doing. Obviously, it'd be great if we got a. I was thinking if we do get an agenda this turn, if we want to steal it. I think we do. I really, really hope he doesn't have a fetal because we have to pay 2 credits in order to get that. Otherwise, we just take 2. Okay, pop-up window. All right, so we know he has one of those. He actually has 5 cards in hand right now, so we're not too worried about that. All right, end turn. Over to him. So he has a pop-up window coming. I'm hoping that's the only thing that this is, because otherwise, when we do that final run, like I said, there's just so many more agendas in the discard and stuff like that. Maybe that's why he hasn't been putting more remotes down that have been agendas. Because the only one he's really scored out of has been these 2 House of Knives, and obviously the Philanthropic as well. Because his Philotic Entanglement, there you go. And basically what this one does is, on top of doing the 1 net damage that he does for scoring it, is he also deals 1 net damage for every agenda I score. So say, for example, I had already scored these 2 House of Knives, he'll be dealing a total of 4 net damage, 1 for each of my score area, and 1 from his passive effect from his identity. Okay, so there's nice. Is he going to go in front of R&D? He's probably actually feels pretty comfortable with R&D at this point. That's great for us because... yeah, he's just going to take credits. Awesome. He's back up to 4 now, but we're going to be keyholing this turn anyway. So, do I want to trash from these for 1 extra credit? Not really. I think I'm just going to keep taking my 4 credits, thanks. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to have to do. Start our turn. Draw 2. Do we get a Parasite? No Parasite. We did get a Deja Vu, and we don't have any Parasites in here, I don't think. I think I would have noticed if one of those got discarded. Okay, Keyhole, Cache. We could get back 2 of those and just kind of bide our time for right now and just keep that Keyhole in hand. I think I'm actually that might be a great idea. So I'm going to play this other Cyber Feeder. I'm going to Deja Vu for 2 of our caches. And could get a Darwin back, but I don't think there's no point. I don't really see a point in doing that. Play one of our caches for free, 4 credits, and then next turn we can trash it for an additional 3, and hope we draw a Parasite. That's kind of what we're waiting for at this point. We don't want to give away that we already have another Keyhole in hand, because otherwise then he might stock up R&D a little bit more. And I said at this point, if we Parasite it, it gets a counter from Grimoire, and then we put 3 more on there. And what Parasite does is at any time that a piece of ice has 0 strength or less, it obviously you're only going to bring it down to 0 strength most of the time, it gets trashed. And it also, at the start of your turn, you get to put 1 virus counter on it, and get rid of that. Yeah, 1 virus counter on it, and that deals 1/1 for every virus counter is on it. So normally, even if you don't have the Data Sucker, it's also pretty good, but it's obviously much better with the Data Sucker. Start our turn. Wild Side, Nerve Agent. Okay. Do we want a Keyhole already? We do have tons of credits. We don't have any way to break it. David doesn't quite do the trick because it needs to be 5 strength. We could test run for the Darwin, but then we wouldn't have enough. Oh yeah, we'd have just barely enough for just 1 run. That seems like such just a waste of resources. Wait, we could test run for Parasite. That is the other suggestion. Okay, if we do that, click 1, click 2. Yeah, but then we don't get it back is the problem. So if you read test run, it says put it at the top of your stack. If it's still installed, you don't get to pull it out of your heap after and use it again. That'd be just a little bit too good. I think that's what we're going to do, though, is this Keyhole, get rid of the Eli for 2 clicks, and then run our last click to trash something. I think that's going to be what we have to do. So, Keyhole. Search your stack for a program. Let's take ourselves Parasite. And I'm not sure how this is going to work. Aborting. What? Uses TIS with install Parasite. Where is Parasite going, though? I probably should have targeted this first. That just aborted. I'm gonna get Parasite. I'm not sure if it went to back to my stack or where it went. Yeah, I probably should have targeted first. I should have targeted first. That's what the problem is. Okay, so we're gonna play. Where did it go? Just aborted it. So let's just go click 1, 2, 3. Can I play this still? Or here, let's just move to my grip. Target. Play it again. Search your stack. Let's take ourselves Parasite. So I can work this time. Hey, that worked. Okay, so I just needed a target last time. That was my mistake. Okay, and then we're just gonna Keyhole. So -1 credits for this one, and then for this guy here, we're gonna take him down so he has to trash it, and then we get to start trashing cards from his R&D. The only problem is, yeah, we only have 1 Data Sucker token again, which sucks. Trash Eli. Oh, if we can somehow come back, this is such a... I've been so scared this whole game. Okay, so we're gonna successful run. Get a Data Sucker token and Fetal AI. So, well, he probably cycled those back in. I said that's at least 2. Yeah, I think he probably did, but I'm going to say 2, and that's another 2 back in there. Do we want to get rid of Sweep Squeak instead to make sure he doesn't have as much credits? Or the Hedge Fund? I think we want to get rid of the Fetal. Even though he's probably not going to be scoring that out anytime soon, unless he installs Advance, which could be quite scary as well. Oh, this is tough. Well, this is part of the thing where I can look back and say, no, you should have discarded the Hedge Fund. But I think we're just going to discard the Fetal at this point just to guarantee that he doesn't have agendas to play with. Yeah, and we're just going to end our turn from there. Cool. And then start the next turn, we trash Daily Cast for an extra credit. And otherwise, this is still very scary for us since he's still sitting at 4 points out of 7. He can still score something out very quickly. And he did put a piece of ice over something here. Yeah, exactly. So we'll see what this is. I'm not sure if he runs Clone Retirement or anything like that. Oh man, I wonder what that. I'm going to have to run that. With no breakers, I'm going to have to run that. Yeah, install Advance. He might do it. Instead, if it is, it could be a Future Perfect. It could be Fetal. If it is, he only has 1. Okay. It could be an NAPD contract or something. I think we're just going to Keyhole all the way. Let's get rid of his stuff. Oop. I forgot to get rid of that. Oh well, that was my fault. I'm not going to ask him to do that. So we'll just do it next time. I got too excited about him installing there. So we have another Parasite. We could install that to mill a card and also get rid of his pop-up so we don't have to pay for that and he doesn't get credits. I think we're going to do that. It is wasting a click, click to lose a card, but at least he gets to lose something with that. The other side is we can run this and then Parasite it the next turn. That takes 2 clicks. To have 2 nerve agents, we have a cachet still for money. I don't think we want to play this passive at this point, though. Not at all. I think next turn we're going to Ace Ops away our wild side, so we get a total of 5 credits. I think we're going to have to Parasite this turn, though, for sure. Get rid of that. And then now we're going to Keyhole. Let's hope he doesn't put any other big ice in front of it. Okay. Yeah, let's trash that. That's fine. And then we're going to Keyhole. Successful run. Okay, let's hope we can nail some more agendas in there. Igura, Project Dunebuck, and then Sai, we'll take that. And then we'll Keyhole again. Super aggressive now, because that is most definitely an agenda, but at least he's not going to install Advance, so it can't be a 3-pointer. And we can just kind of ignore those things for now. And Project Dunebug or Yagura. Yagura lets him look at the top card and deal 1 net damage, but we can also Parasite that fairly easy. We have gone through 2 of them at this point. I think we want to get... No, the Junebug doesn't matter as much. We're going to get rid of the Yagura for sure, because we're probably not going to be running on anything at this point. Yeah, I don't think we're just going to pass it over to him. Oh, more cards in our hand than we need. So I think we're just going to get rid of one of the Nerve Agents. No, let's get rid of the David. We're never going to be using that. And the funny thing is about Nerve Agent is because it is technically a virus, we can... I think we're just... Yeah, we're going to have to do an archive run right away, because he's running out of stuff right now. How many cards does he actually have left? He has 7 cards left. Okay. Yes, yeah. Let's see if he's going to score this out. Otherwise, that might have been a failed trap on his part. In which case, we're totally ahead at that point. Yeah. So next turn, oh no, advance. Is it going to be an inside then, so we can end the run? It is. So what this can do is when we do have our fatal run on archives. Oh, our data sucker. That sucks. We do have our fatal run on archives, and we're about to access. He can inside to make us run again, which is actually okay because we're not going to be running. At least with 2 clicks left anyway. We'll probably install this cachet. I think actually next turn we're just going to take our credits and then just do 3 Keyhole runs. Just get rid of 3 cards out of his discard. Or out of his deck, rather. But the only problem is he only needs 1 point to win. So literally if either of these have been an agenda he's been sitting on the entire game, he could win just like that. So I think what we're going to do is get rid of our wild side so we have our 4 clicks. And start our turn. And just do 4 Keyhole runs. Or maybe 2 and then run R&D. Oh, I don't know. Depending on how many agendas we can nail. Oh, I think we have 2 clicks left and we have to run his... he does only have 4 credits. We might have to run his archives. Okay, Psychic Field, Hedge Fund. Okay. We're supposed to access... Yeah, only when it's installed. Hedge Fund. We're going to get rid of his hedge funds. Okay, we'll run it again. Still no agendas. I'm not sure if we should wait in a turn to do it. But as I said, if either of those are a thing, I think we have to run this turn. We're in desperation mode. Oh god, but he could have them sitting in his hand too. Oh, we don't have enough points. We need 6 agenda points, and we only have a guaranteed of 4 points in there. And one of those could be a Jackson Howard as well, one of those cards, and cycle him back in. Azuma, that's annoying. Can't break any subroutines, and a Junebug. I think we're going to get rid of you. Okay, so, do we want to... Yeah, he has what, 4 cards left now? 5 cards left. Okay, he has 5 cards in hand. I think we just want to mill him down at this point. I'm not feeling confident about his archives at all. Because I said either he can end the run and he might have a Jackson. So I think we're just going to keep Keyholing. Yeah, let's just do it for now. And then next turn we'll Keyhole and try and get rid of... Yeah, if he does put stuff in front of it, we can just cachet as well to get the last couple out of there. I'm just trying to make sure he doesn't get anything. Stifle. Oh, there's another Fetal. There's another agenda. But again, we have to pay 2 credits to access that, and we take 2 net damage. I'm not sure how that actually, the timing works on that one. And we're just going to Keyhole again. Okay, so we do have more than enough credits to pay for that at this point, but we don't have anything to break whatever the hell that is. So depending on how many cards we have in hand and depending when we access it, I don't know, we'll see what else we can access here. Junebug and a hedge fund. Let's just get rid of the hedge fund so he doesn't get any credits. Okay, so I'm pretty sure most of his other agendas are in his hand. But if he doesn't do anything, we can also mill him if we don't feel comfortable at this point. But I said if either of these are agendas, he wins this turn. Or if he even has a clone retirement in hand, he could score that out as well. Oh, this is the key moment right here. Oh god, does he have the agenda? Let's think. I'm not sure. Do we want to try and run on it? Because I said there's definitely, what, 6 points? Did the Nensai come after that? Oh, I've already lost track. I've gotten too excited. Where's he going to stick that in R&D? Okay. I think we're going to cache Nerve Agent and then run Nerve Agent even, and then run Archives to try and get rid of the last of his cards. He only has 2 cards left. Actually, no, we can just end their turn after that, I think. Yeah, let's just mill him out. I don't know. We've come too far to lose this game. Yeah, I think that should do it. Yeah, top card gone, and then top card gone. I'm pretty sure that means he loses now, as far as I'm aware. Yeah, 0 cards in his deck. What happens if I just do another one? I guess. So what do I know? So do I just end turn? Never milled. I mean, I'm not quite sure how this works. I'll definitely refer to him for this. Huh. It said mad respect from, yeah, just click for creds. Okay, cool. And that's game. He has no cards in his deck as soon as he starts his turn. Man, like, we were so far behind. Great game, man. Oh, let's say great game. Alright guys, my name is Handsome Monkey. Hopefully you enjoyed this thing on Netrunner. If you guys enjoyed it enough, I'll try and put more videos out, maybe show the other side of the Coperation side, show different things like that. And like I said, if you guys do know what you're doing, please help me out, because I have no idea what I'm doing. And if you have any suggestions whatsoever on different plays I should have made, let me know. My name is Handsome Monkey, signing out.